everyone, and welcome to another video. Today I thought we would discuss something that maybe we haven't really touched on before, but I think is really good advice and is something I'm working on a lot at the moment, and that is invest in your friends, family, the people around you. And just to clarify before we get further into this, investing in the right people is the first step. Don't pick to invest in people who don't reciprocate with you, who don't care about you, or are maybe even toxic in some way. And I think a lot of people online, a lot of people watching this video, you know that behaviour already. Even if you don't call it out, you know it. So be aware of that. I don't think you need me preaching at what kind of behaviour isn't acceptable. So we'll leave that aside and we'll talk about what matters, those good people in your life. And the worst part, why you're neglecting them. Because the world we live in, right, is a world that is fundamentally based around the self. We have all become insular. We've all become, I must get this done, I need to do this, I need to do that, this is my goal. But humanity did not get to where it is. And some of it is bad, some of it is good. Did not get to where it is because it was a lone animal, a lone individual. Humanity is a community, right? And I know that sounds trite, but it's true. We were and are social animals. And the success of you and me is not just based on me, right? If I do something that is good and I include others in that, there's no loss for me. There is only a gain for the team. Again, excluding people who are leeches, or excluding people who have adopted underhanded tactics. Exclude those. If you work with someone on something, or you work on understanding where someone's coming from, or helping someone, not necessarily for a gain, that's when things start opening up. That's when people take a vested interest in you. We, as humans, can be the most caring people and the least caring at the same time. And sometimes people don't know who to invest in because they're scared you might be the person who doesn't care. You might be one of those people we just talked about. That's the truth. That's the reality. People don't know who to trust, and it gets worse because there's so many things now. There's AI, there's hacking, there's people will lie straight to your face to get something. Influencers and some content creators are really bad for this. They will lie and obfuscate and avoid, because really what they're practicing is some sort of scam or some sort of manipulation of their following. You also have the people who have egos, and that's hard to navigate too. And again, these are all bad people that I don't really want to focus on. I want to talk about the people who show up for you, right? Your parents. I know some people that might fall into that category, but are your parents there for you? If they are, do you show how much you care about that? Do you show interest in them? Because a lot of the time, your parents will give up a lot for you. That's parenthood, and we shouldn't feel bad necessarily about that, because each parent has chosen on some level parenthood. Again, extraneous examples aside, and they have decided to devote some of their life to a person, raising an individual, and so they should there's certain things that come with that, and some of it is sacrifice. But I think that's the point of what we're talking about here, right? The ultimate connection, or what should be the ultimate connection, is deciding to. A parent has decided to have a child to not only to not only continue humanity, so to speak, but to enrich a life. Hopefully, if they're a good parent, and even the bad ones sometimes still want that, they just don't do it quite right. And is that not the fundamental thing we're talking about here? If you can take that concept of enriching a life and say, right, I choose to enrich the lives of all the people around me. And if you take that in your stride and you talk to people and you listen to their problems and you help them, and not, oh yeah, I have the same problem, and make it about you. You can relate, yes, but I have seen so many times where people will go, yeah, I feel the same, it's really getting me down at the moment. Okay, well, we're not talking about you right now. And not in a horrible way. But people need their time. People need to be listened to. People need to be respected. And you will be surprised how much of the time that people will reciprocate that if you give it to them. And again, choosing wisely is the first step. But after that, let me give you an example. I have been streaming, gaming, etc. for around, well, it's actually going to be coming up to 5 years next year. So we're just over 4 now. And, in that time, I have met a lot of people, and some of them are amazing people, right? Fellow streamers, viewers, etc., right? You guys, But for a while there, I got caught up in the content and its creation over, and this is the difference, right? Not as well as, over people. And I'll say that because it wasn't malicious, I just got caught up in it. I thought, right, I've got to get another video out, I've got to do this, I've got to do that. But I wasn't thinking about the connections I made. I wasn't thinking about fostering long-lasting friendships, or about the fact that a game is better when you play with someone else, or when you have the time for someone else, or even, and this is like the truth of it, right? Even people caring about that content comes from me caring about you first, right? On Mermaid Mythos, it's been a bit different because I think I've always had that ethos when going into a video. But in the gaming sphere, it's a grind mindset. And so you kind of push people aside. Not, again, some people do it maliciously, but I wasn't. It was just I didn't realise how unsociable, how insular, how selfish I was being. And I've kind of had this epiphany in the past few weeks, and I'm talking to people again. It feels so good, I'm actually smart. It feels amazing. I don't feel isolated anymore. I don't feel like I'm doing it wrong anymore. And I just think it's an important lesson for maybe some of you guys. It's hard. You have a passion. You want to follow it. But invest in the people who have the same passion, or the same drive, or care about your passion. My parents watch my YouTube. I don't think they watch Mermaid Mythos, but they watch my podcast and my streams, my gaming streams. They invest in me. I have friends who I've actually met, in real life, and then I kind of stopped talking to them, and not in the main way, it wasn't purposeful, but that connection dropped, and I shouldn't have dropped it, and I'm trying to build it again, It's a process, and sometimes it's hard, a week can be really busy sometimes, and you don't get the chance, but get out there, opposite hand, try meeting new people. Try replying to things you wouldn't usually reply to. For example, I have been, and I know Twitter's a bit of a cesspool, but like I've been trying to reply to posts more on Twitter. And also, I actually started a Blue Sky social as well. Just for Peralta's Place at the moment, I'm thinking about actually doing kind of a joint account for socials for the 3 channels. I'm working on that, thinking about that. But the thing that I think is coming of that is people are interested in what I have to say. I just need to put myself out there more, and if they say something bad in return, what do? Well, we don't care, we move on, right? You know, life, I think the fundamental lesson to take away is life is risk. End of. Nothing more to say. Life is risk. And yes, we're going to be scared of rejection sometimes. Yes, we're going to be embarrassed sometimes. But let's start something new. Like, I actually bought, I'm not going to play it right now because that would be a very bad idea for this video and would be entirely unrelaxing for you guys. But I actually decided to pursue something a little bit different for a change. I bought a harmonica, which is a very funny instrument, but there you go. Because I thought, oh, that would be something interesting, something else to change up my life, to do different things, to try and, and the first thing that happened was I actually got told that I have like relatives on each side who both used to, like, they're dead now, sadly, so I don't get to talk to them about it. But my grand's dad played the harmonica, and my dad's granddad did as well. So, like, that they're on opposite sides of the family. I didn't make that clear, but apparently I have harmonica in my genes. So did I pick it up on purpose, or did I pick it up by fate? I don't know. But, like, again, I feel more grounded because the people around me, because I got told something that on some level makes me feel more involved, more in place. Maybe you can get that too. That's how I feel, at least. So, I hope you can take something away from this video. I hope it relaxed you, if nothing else. And I will see you guys again soon for more. Have a great rest, a great relaxation, a great sleep, whatever you're doing. I'll see you guys again soon. Bye, guys.